Well, yeah, opening night, exciting, especially for Josh and Joey, who haven't played in a couple years, and I think that was a little bit of a tribute to the 9 turnovers between them. But there were some serious positives, and there were some, a few negatives, and those negatives were things that we got to correct. We got to get better at. And turnovers are one of them. Second half, I think we had 12 or 13 turnovers, and that's kind of ridiculous. But when you're playing a lot of different people and you're playing a lot of new people, that's going to happen for a while. I was very, very, very impressed. Foster played awfully well, and yet some of my impression, Aaron Henry maybe had as good a game. He was too unselfish tonight. We got to get him more buckets. We got to get him more shots. But some of those he passed up. He led us in assists. He rebounded well. He played good defense. He acted like a true captain. I was very impressed with the camaraderie of our team. Rocket probably a little frustrated, but didn't play frustrated, and that was encouraging. I thought Gabe struggled a little early, and then he played better. And Joey went through that 3-minute stretch where, he kind of let things get to him. But that's going to happen to Josh and Joey for a little bit. But I love the way Joey bounced back second half. Probably had an average game, and he was one rebound from having a double-double. So, he and Josh, the turnovers will get better. I think Joey was sucking up to the head coach. He threw me 2 passes on the bench, and that's not going to get him more playing time, but he thinks it is, so I'll have to have a little chit-chat with him. But in all fairness and honesty, I was pleased by how he and Josh played, considering the time off they've had. And Marcus Bingham was another bright spot. Kithier's solid as a rock, which he's going to be, but Marcus Bingham did some good things, and they're still trying to track down that one shot that Marty blocked. So I think you can see where down the road Marty's going to be an intimidating guy here, and one that's going to really help us. So a lot of good things with Foster, and a lot of work to do for Saturday night. Questions?
First question comes from Chris Laurie with Detroit Free Press.
Tom, good to see you. I guess, first of all, how are you doing after a full game out there? And did you feel any different? Did you feel like you had to approach it any different?
Yeah, the only people happy were those zebras, those officials. They were happy because I sat there most of the game. But no, I do want to say this. I want to take my hat off to Eastern Michigan and Coach Murph. He could have canceled out of this game when he lost those big guys to COVID, and he played it, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. And he played it well. That was not an easy game for us because, changing in midstream like that with the shooters that he has, and then having to guard smaller guys, and we're still playing some bigs, so I think it was a good experience for us. I hope it was good for them, but a lot of guys would have just maybe leaked out and not played the game. They could have canceled out yesterday or today, and so I take my hat off to him, the whole Eastern Michigan staff, for what they did. Me personally, I feel pretty good thanks to our medical people and everybody out there, and I see you wearing your mask. I'm telling you to tell everybody, keep masking up, stay safe. It's a little crazy out there, and I want to make sure everybody's healthy.
Our next question comes from Matt Charbonneau.
Tom, glad you're doing well.
Thanks.
I wanted to ask about Foster because it seemed like as preseason practice was going, this is something you guys talked about, that he had a different look, a different feel, just more confident. So did this come as a surprise to you tonight, or is this kind of what you've been seeing from him all along?
I've been seeing this all summer and all fall except for the last 2 weeks. The poor guy the last 2 weeks hasn't made a shot. We were almost joking about it because he's probably the best shooter, and he just wasn't making shots. And to his credit and his competitiveness, he made shots, and we got him good shots, and I think that was a double plus. And they probably were, maybe not guarding him quite the same way. And when you're this early in the season, it's a chess game for everybody. And that zone is hard to go against. If he doesn't make those shots, we probably really struggle. So that kind of opened some things up and got some other guys going. But they do a hell of a job with their zone. He's good every single year he's been there. And so I'm just happy we were able to attack it the best we could, still shoot a decent percentage. And Foster, as you say, played better defensively than he did the first 2 years. And I think that keeps him on the floor a little more.
Our next question is from Lindsey Houston.
Hi, Tom. We've been so preoccupied with COVID that we almost forgot what the summer was like. You were very vocal getting out front for social justice. Before the game started, the Black National Anthem played, followed by God Bless America, and the players are wearing shirts that say, I am because we are. What does that say about you, your players, and your program?
Well, we looked at the Entombed, I think it's called. Doc Rivers, it was a battle cry that he had for his team 3-4 years ago, and that's what it means, on the back. And the players just right away, we talked about being united, and that's kind of what we wanted to do. And the Coaches Association talked about playing both anthems, and I just think it was the right thing to do. I think our players, handled it both ways. I think we were really focused in on the things we had to be focused in on. I think it was a classy thing done by our people here, along with the way the arena was and everything. And you're right, the social injustice and the things that we've got to keep that in the back of our minds and not let it drift away like it does other years. And little things we're doing. We're going to do some more things with the uniforms. So we're all united on this, and I think that's the important part.
Right. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Our next question comes from Paolo with the State News.
Hi, Coach. Good to see you.
Thank you.
So, it seems like 7, 8, 9 guys could make that case for a starting spot. Do you welcome that depth, or do you see it sort of as you have 2 quarterbacks and you don't have one?
We'll get to the point where we'll figure out who's better coming off the bench and who's not. I said at the beginning of the year, Gabe was probably playing as good as anybody on the wing, but I just think he's an instant offense guy like a Morris Peterson coming off that bench, and I really appreciate that, and I think he's going to warm up to that. I'm going to try to make him the best sixth man in college basketball. I really think he has a chance to do those things. And you're right, what we do with Rocket and Foster, and even at center, I like the fact that Thomas gives us stability, but part of me likes him off the bench too because I know what I'm getting. I've been really impressed that Marcus is getting better. So yeah, there's some decisions to make. I think the sad part is there's not a lot of separation, so it makes it harder on the coach. And you hope they start separating themselves so they make the decision on who starts and who doesn't. But starting is not always the end-all, mean-all, and what's important is who's playing and what minutes they're playing.
Next question is from Larry Leitch of the AP. Good to see you, kind of. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First question, quick one. Did you purposely stand apart from your team during the anthem to social distance, or did you just kind of?
Boy, that's you guys finding a way to figure out something, but I didn't even notice that. I just had my mind set on, a little bit of a tough day for me, a little more fatigued than normal, and I was just trying to take in both anthems and didn't realize that I was a little bit away. If I was, it was for no reason. It wasn't because of COVID, I promise you that.
Fair enough. And then the look and feel of the arena. You've been here since they opened the place. Obviously, you have some limitations, but obviously you did some things. Just your thought on the kind of the look and feel of the place, given everything that you can and can't do.
Our marketing people did a phenomenal job. David Thomas was very involved, in trying to make a house a home, And, I think it's really important that these players are getting robbed of the fans right now. Hopefully that'll come back sooner or later. But we still want to give them an atmosphere, and I think the music, the DJ. We're going to gain more and more and more of the cutouts. I think we're building on that, and we're going to try to really make it a special place so that, especially our seniors that don't get another chance, get to, do something. I think when Murph came in and saw it, he thought it was really a cool deal, and I think that's kind of what we're looking for, to make it good for not only our team but our opponents that we play, so that it feels more like somewhat of a crowd and somewhat of a situation that college basketball presents.
We have one final question. It comes from Kyle Austin with MLive.
Hey, Tom, just want to ask you about Joey a little bit. Looked like after that fifth turnover, you sat him down for a while and talked to him. Did you feel like he settled in a little bit more as the night went on?
I did. I told him I was disappointed that he let one turnover become three, and then, in all honesty, he got his second foul too, and that's kind of why he sat. But what's great is when guys respond, and I thought the second half, and he said he just got over it. You sit out that long, man. It's hard, and he was so excited yesterday and today to play. Josh was bouncing off the walls, so. The least I worry about is those two guys. Joey Hauser has been a rock here. He's played the hardest. You saw well he rebounded. He goes after the ball. He plays hard. You didn't get to see his passing skills yet. Like I said, that is not an easy defense to go against. I don't care if they have big guys or not big guys. They do a very, very, very good job. And all in all, I think I'm going to take the win. It wasn't a win that we kept extending the lead. And that's a credit to them. And I think they're going to have a good team. They get their bigs back. And with the number of guards, a couple of transfers, the JUCO's kids, I think, are going to be good players. And I think Murph's got a good team, too. So, Joey, yeah, he settled in a little bit. But all in all, I think we're still a long ways away from where we need to be. So is he, so is Josh, but that's expected after 2 years off.
All right, Coach, that's all the questions we have for you. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, I'd like to close by saying thanks to all of you. I know it's hard from a media standpoint. Again, I want to thank our medical people and our doctors and all the heroes, the healthcare workers around here. Some people took care of me, and I really greatly appreciate that. And I do want to thank again Murph and his group for playing the game when they didn't have to. And I think all in all, it was a night of basketball, and I think that's what we all needed. So appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you soon.